My friends, how are you? It is absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video. And you guys remember a few months back, right around the time Donald Trump started bankrupting the farmers through his trade wars, I started talking to you about my observations as a truck driver as I'm driving around rural America, how after a while there was this stunning lack of any kind of Donald Trump signs, Donald Trump flags, Donald Trump bumper stickers, Donald Trump hats, Donald Trump shirts, Donald Trump sneakers, Donald Trump watches. And I was watching as all of that stuff started to disappear around the landscape of America in the areas that I drive in. And I told you guys, this felt like a sign that a lot of people were starting to back away from Donald Trump, realizing how destructive he was going to be to their livelihoods. Like I said, this was right around the time that he started the trade wars. The rumblings of farmers about to start going bankrupt had all kind of started happening. And people were sort of heading for the hills already. And I put out those videos talking about those observations, and you guys know how it is. It's a rough life out here for every one of us that don't have our heads up our asses, right? But a lot of Trump supporters, of course, started telling me things, because you know how they're always gaslighting us, right? So they started telling me things like, the reason that all of that stuff is down is because the election is over and Donald Trump isn't running anymore, and there's no reason to have all of that stuff up, because they expected me and all of you to believe that that was absolutely true. But for any of us that have fucking been paying attention over the last at least 10 years, this is a group of people that has made Donald Trump their entire identity, right? Everything about them is Donald Trump. So obviously I thought, you know what, that's a real problem. I don't think what they're telling me is true. I'm thinking that a lot of people are really starting to understand what's about to happen to them and getting rid of all of their merchandise. And that's even more prevalent these days. It is very, very fucking rare, my friends, for me to see any kind of Trump merchandise in my day-to-day travels around the country. Today I did see one Trump flag. It was out on a field. It was all beaten to hell by the weather, all ripped up and everything. But for the most part, I don't ever see, you know, any of the bumper stickers, any of the bullshit. And even walking around the truck stops in America, not that long ago, less than a year ago in this country, the truck stops in the country were overflowing with people so proud to be a Trump supporter that they had the shirts and the hats and all the fucking merchandise. And you couldn't walk through a truck stop without somebody having a Trump conversation right in front of you, right? And you just straight up do not see that anymore. The fact of the matter is that the numbers inside MAGA are dwindling more and more every day. Donald Trump is at an all-time low approval rating in this country, and we're down to almost just the cult that is left. And you can break people out of the cult. Don't ask me how. I'm not like educated in that kind of thing, but people have left cults before. But that's what we're down to right now, is just the cult following of Donald Trump. And that's sort of what we're seeing, right? And I want to talk today about how rural America is proving that they are done with Donald Trump. And it's weird how much they've gone through just to prove their loyalty to Donald Trump. And you guys remember yesterday, we had talked about, you know, Donald Trump blowing Bill Clinton, and how MAGA was going to have to make a decision now. Do they continue to do what they've been doing for years, where whatever Donald Trump does, they do it, and they say that this is a good thing, and we've always been a part of this. And I had prophesized, sounds like a good word, in yesterday's video, that it was only a matter of time before Trump supporters were going to start telling us it was patriotic to start sucking dick, right? And I was, you know, as a lonely old trucker, I thought that maybe the tides had finally shifted in my life. I was finally going to get some company every once in a while to hang out with in this truck, as all these patriots fled to the truck stops to do the very patriotic thing. And look, I was kind of, you know, I'm a lonely old man, and I was like, finally, I'm going to have some company. You know, they get in here, we dim the lights, we turn on some music, right? A little bit of, you know, how would we do this? Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low, right? Shit like that, and get a little bit freaky in here. And that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. And then today I wake up to I can't believe I did that shit in the video either. don't worry, I'm thinking about it too. But today we woke up to an entire different world where suddenly the MAGA movement is breaking with Donald Trump in huge, absolutely massive fucking numbers, and we're going to talk about why that is happening. The first thing was kind of cool. I saw a video over on Midas Touch this morning where they were showing some angry Trump supporters burning their hats, burning their Trump hats, right? And that is such a MAGA thing to do, right? Go ahead and pay for the product, fucking make sure that the person gets the proceeds of it, makes a profit off of your dumbass, and then get mad at the thing and light the fucking thing on fire. Whatever, fine. It's their statement that they're making now. They are lighting the Donald Trump hats on fire. And they were talking about... I'm still thinking about that, by the way. I'll leave it in the video, but yeah, that one makes me nervous. We'll see how that goes over. God damn it. To get back to the point, my friends, they were saying in this video that fuck Donald Trump, and they were saying that they stand with Marjorie Taylor Green and Thomas Massie, right? Excuse me. And those two things are extremely, extremely important to the complete destruction that is coming for Donald Trump, for the MAGA movement. And it is coming from Donald Trump's base, rural America, who we know went out for years in numbers to vote for Donald Trump. And I think they are finally fucking getting it, my friends, that they have been conned. And Donald Trump, to their credit, Donald Trump is a fucking con artist. He always has been. And look, as much as I like to get pissed off at the rural Americans that made a bad decision, I do understand that this vote, a lot of it came from a place of hate, right? But that place of hate is also built up by networks like Fox News, who cornered the rural market years ago, back before the internet was really a thing, and started just hammering propaganda into the heads of people that basically just lived in a bubble with the few people that they knew in their lives. Fox News completely just, I don't know how to say it, just manipulated the entire country with all of their fucking lies. And now we live in a different world where you're starting to see there's a whole world outside of that. And the whole illusion is starting to kind of fall apart, right? And that's super fucking interesting. So they did get conned, and I think they are finally starting to realize it. Because when it comes to Donald Trump, there's only so far you can fucking go still in support of Donald Trump. And so he was bankrupting the farmers. He was raising everybody's prices through tariffs, promising that it would lower prices and somehow bring manufacturing back to America. He was causing massive collapses in the supply chain. Small businesses were going under. People were losing their jobs. Anybody involved in logistics is kind of on the chopping block still at this point. And manufacturing has done nothing but lose jobs in America ever since Donald Trump has been in office. And then you think about all the other attacks, the ICE Gestapo rolling through the fucking streets. Nobody likes that. When people realized, oh shit, he conned us with this because Donald Trump said we're going to go after the most violent criminals. Well, everyone supports that. Fuck yeah. Yes, absolutely. But then Donald Trump started arresting just fucking everybody. ICE was ordered by Stephen Miller to basically go after the easy targets so they could make a quota. So you had farm workers that were just trying to do a job. You had just average everyday people being detained by ICE and shipped off to concentration camps, no due process, a lot of them legal to be in America, and a lot of people fucking didn't like that at all, right? And then you start mixing in all the fucking other shit. Donald Trump's assault on rural America. He's double, tripling, quadrupling healthcare costs across the board, which is going to cause a lot of rural hospitals to close down, and you get hurt out there, you're fucking done. It's over, right? So we've got the extreme healthcare costs, the hospitals closing down, and then Donald Trump gets pissed off about the shutdown that the Republicans caused and attacks rural America and red states yet again by saying we're not fucking feeding you. And it took Democrats all over this country to go to war over that, to fight for people's right to eat in this fucking country, right? But what's disturbing about all of that And I know I left some things off of the list, but what's disturbing about all of that is that so many people in the MAGA movement still went along with it. And you had to start to wonder, what is a bridge too far? When are people finally going to fucking wake up to what Donald Trump is doing? When are they going to abandon that loyalty and stand up for themselves for once and stop Donald Trump? And despite the bullshit that I said at the beginning of the video, it was not the patriotic blowjobs that did it. That's all made up. That's me talking shit. But what it is that's causing this massive rift, this huge break, is the fucking Epstein files. Think about it, all right? You don't have to think too hard about it. I don't know why I said think about it like that, because you don't have to think too fucking hard. It's any number of things that are very obvious. Either Donald Trump is 100% very much involved in the illegal activity that was going on with Jeffrey Epstein, which is 100% a possibility. Another possibility is Donald Trump is compromised by a foreign government that is trying to force him to cover this up for whatever their interest might be. And no matter what it is, there's no good fucking outcome for this, right? So imagine being a Trump supporter now, right? Knowing that the very best case scenario in this situation is that Donald Trump, the president, is covering up for a child sex trafficking ring. That's the best case scenario for Donald Trump in this situation. Now, you're not going to strap on your fucking Donald Trump hat and your Donald Trump shirt and put on your Donald Trump bumper sticker and go out in public now, because you are advertising exactly who the fuck you are at this point, and you should be condemned from your entire fucking social circle if you believe that this is okay at this point. And the thing is, people are realizing this is not okay. This is absolutely tragic. And the thing I meant to point out earlier, the little hat burning ceremony that happened in Topeka, Kansas, I go through there all the fucking time, and that is Trump country, my friends. That's almost as red as it gets. Topeka's kind of, well, it's a bigger town for Kansas. Of course it is. But it's right there, rural Kansas, almost middle of fucking nowhere, kind of close to Kansas City. You guys all know geography. I don't need to explain that. But definitely a lot of Trump country right there in that fucking area. So that's interesting to fucking see. But what we're seeing is this is now indefensible. They cannot defend the thing that is going on, and Trump supporters have no fucking choice but to expose who they are and what they're good with, what they're okay with, or just jump ship and move on from this entire fucking thing. And the statement that those people made in the hat burning video, I'm still thinking about me singing you guys a little song earlier. I was very nervous to do that. I knew that it was coming, and I'm sure that sounded like shit, but you know, y'all don't listen to me because of my beautiful singing voice, do you? Anyways, Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene is who they're standing with. And can I ask you guys something about Marjorie Taylor Greene? There's just sort of an observation that I'm making. Is she starting to look less like a caveman, like in real time? Like, as she gets more away from Donald Trump, her eyebrow isn't sticking out near as far like it used to. It's kind of getting in there normal. Her jawline isn't so massive like it used to be. She's kind of getting a nice shape to her jaw. And I'm not saying she's hot, but I'm also not saying she isn't. I've been locked in this truck for a long fucking time. Hey, Marjorie might be a good time. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I regret that more than the song I sang you guys earlier, all right? So I had to fucking find something to one up that bullshit from earlier. But it is true, isn't it? Is this just me? Marjorie Taylor Greene is starting to, she's evolving right in front of us. We are watching evolution happen at this like rapid fucking pace as she pulls away from Donald Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene still seems convinced that Donald Trump's not involved, but she is fucking confused about why he is covering up for what is going on, right? That's a big fucking deal. And to Marjorie Taylor Greene's credit, she is going to be a major headache for Donald Trump as this goes on. I am going to applaud her for doing the right thing in this very situation. I will not forget that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a fucking lunatic that has threatened violence many times, has used the internet to, what's the word I'm looking for, to provoke people and encourage violence against political opponents in this country. She 100% has. And now she's very upset that Donald Trump is directing that same violent rhetoric towards her. And I don't want anything to happen to her. I don't want anything to happen to anyone. I think that maybe this is all salvageable, and maybe I'm being too fucking nice. I'm not really sure. But the whole Charlie Kirk thing sent like a message to everyone. We were all on notice after that, going, "Oh fuck, what's next?" Right? And that applies to both sides of the political spectrum in this country. And it was, I believe, a wake up call for a lot of fucking people, especially a lot of fucking people in this country that have been bullying the ever loving fuck out of the rest of us for years. They went, "Oh shit, that's a possibility, isn't it?" And that's not to say I'm condoning the violence. That's to say it happened, and I think it was a huge message to a lot of people in this country. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is very upset that she's being threatened with violence now, because Donald Trump, I guess I didn't cover this part, Donald Trump is calling her the fuck out because she has broken from him on the Epstein files, and she does plan to vote to have them released, and Donald Trump is panicking, and Donald Trump is desperately trying to make an example out of her. And the thing that gets scary for Marjorie Taylor Greene right now is I do hope she hired security, because she has shown that the internet intimidation is not going to stop her, and Donald Trump is desperate to stop her. You put two and two together and figure the fuck out. If something happens to Marjorie Taylor Greene, that needs to be investigated, and I bet if it's investigated the right way, not by Donald Trump's Department of Justice, you would find some connection to Donald Trump having to do with that. But the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing is absolutely fucking huge, and I believe that when the vote for the Epstein files come up, should be next week. I may have been a little off on something. I thought that I heard that Mike Johnson sent Congress on like a week-long recess again. I only heard that from one source, and then when I mentioned that a couple videos back, some of you guys corrected me and said I'm not finding anything about that. So I don't really know. Maybe not, but there's supposed to be a vote, and the floodgates are going to open, because like I said, with the rural Americans who are deciding we can't expose ourselves as being related to that, we have to jump ship, we have to get the fuck away from this. Many Republicans have no choice but to back away from Donald Trump and vote against him in this instance, because their career is 100% on the line at this point. Look, you've done nothing but destroy rural America, bankrupted every motherfucker out there, and you're hiding the Epstein files. Oh, these midterms are going to be a fucking bloodbath. And the last saving grace that a lot of these Republicans have is them going against Donald Trump on this particular thing. And so I think we're going to see a lot come out and vote to get those Epstein files released, and the ones that don't, are their job's done. They're over. They will not get elected again in this country. That's it. Once you decide to side with a child sex trafficking ring, you're kind of done here. We don't really need you, and a lot of people are realizing that, right? And I'm trying to wrap it up because I know this video is a little bit long-winded, but the midterms is what they're thinking about right now, and they have to think about getting the fuck away from Donald Trump, and if they don't, it's going to be a huge fucking deal. I am even going to make a very bold prediction in this video. In this video right here, I'm going to make a very bold prediction. As we watch Donald Trump, his base fall apart right in front of him, as we watch him turn on people that were MAGA, such as Marjorie Taylor Greene, and as these Epstein files get voted to be released, I am, this is bold, all right? Before the next midterms, it is entirely possible that Donald Trump is impeached and removed, removed this time through the Senate. And I know that sounds very fucking bold, like something that could not happen in this country because of how loyal people were to Donald Trump, but that loyalty is fading every fucking day. And now that we're coming up on another election, these people have no choice but to protect their own political careers. And with this being such a sensitive issue in the United States of America, if you vote to hide those Epstein files, you're done. There might be some instances here and there where you get to save your job, but you're fucking done. It's over with. You're out of here. And the Republican Party will always be remembered as pedophile protectors. That's all there fucking is to it. So these files will be voted on to be released maybe, because Donald Trump and the DOJ is trying to open a new investigation on them to prevent them from coming out. Oh, they're a part of an active investigation. We can't release them. But when they do come out, when it's voted on and they do come out, Donald Trump's political career actually could be over in this country. The people have had it. The people of America and rural America are sick to death of going bankrupt over Donald Trump's bullshit. They're sick to death of not having health care, not having access to food, not having access to jobs because he's getting rid of those all at the same time, and also sick to death of Donald Trump covering up, at least covering up what is going on with the Epstein files. It's bold. I stand by it. I think that all could happen as it all comes crumbling down right in front of Donald Trump, and Marjorie Taylor Greene may be one of the huge causes of that, as the MAGA base is now fractured, and it will continue to fracture a little bit more every day as they all continue to go after each other over these Epstein files. I got to get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.